Good morning, Aunt Wendy. How are you doing today? It's about 8:09 in the morning. I have to go to I have to go to work in about an hour and look at this. I don't know what it is about this thing, but I decide to start one of these videos, and my cat decides that it's time to beg to get into the garage. I only let him in there once, and he thinks that that means he can get in there anytime he wants. All right. Anyway, in yesterday's Facebook post, I made a post about it was called a how did I call it yesterday's post? I believe it was I called it a tale of two more leaves. And I posted some pictures and I talked about a green tea that I was having, and that was part one. Today, this video is actually a continuation. We're going to have a second green tea. I'll get to that in a minute because in my previous video, somebody left a comment. What's up with that? And I want to read that comment. A Mr. I think it's a Mr. I don't know. I suppose I can assume. It's someone named Arbor Hawk. Arbor. May I call you Arbor? This is what Arbor wrote. Dear Mr. Jacobson, I am hoping you can help me. First, let me say I have no clue how your video got to my YouTube recommendations. I think Google is spying on us. Yes, I think that's true also. Anyway, I play a game called Dungeons and Dragons. Think make-believe with rules and dice. I have a level 13 Aarakocra bird person monk named Boop Boop de Boop. I gave Boop a quirk that he likes tea. Now understand that in the game Dungeons and Dragons there is no mechanic for making tea. So I have not been able to roleplay Boop trying to share spelled char, his love of tea with the other characters in our party. Could you take 10 minutes and create a game mechanic so can Boop can make tea? My phone stopped here. So Boop can make tea in D&D. Thanks a lot. P.S. Love that kitty of yours. I love that kitty too. Well, Arbor is it? Stay tuned to the end, Arbor. I'm going to talk about that. But first, let's do some tea this morning. So yesterday's tea. In fact, let me get a little bit of that. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's it. So let's put a little bit here. I'm not sure how this is going to show up on video. Let's try that. So this is what I had from yesterday's tea. Oh, I don't know how well that's showing up. They're basically, nothing's broken, everything's fine. So yesterday's tea was a green tea from a store that I got in Seattle, where it's grown on the island of Taiwan. Small little twisty leaves. This is the tea I'm going to be serving today. It is also a green tea. Come on, focus. Focus, you piece of... That's not focusing like I thought it would. Focused well the last couple times I did this. Tell you what, I'm going to take a picture of this. I'm going to take a picture of this right now. There we go. I'm going to take a picture of this and edit it into the video here. So right now you should be looking, assuming I did the post-production like I want to be doing. So right now you should be looking at the picture I just took of these leaves. What that is showing is the fact that these are both green teas and they both look completely different. And this has to do with a comment that My friend Adam made a couple nights ago. We play a game like Dungeons and Dragons, except it's a superhero game on Wednesday nights. Yes, I am a nerd. I express my nerd in two ways: through tea and through playing role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons. Um, but he made it was kind of an offhand comment how he didn't know that there were so many different kinds of tea. He thought oolongs were just oolongs, and he was, looking at my video, he or not videos, but my posts on Facebook, he was realizing that no, there's more. And yes, that's true. And it's not just oolongs. Well, there's all sorts of different colors. There's not just black tea. There's lots of different kinds of black teas, and they're not just oolongs. There's many, many, many kinds of oolongs, and the same holds for green tea. So today is basically more green tea, different green tea, but the fact that yesterday's tea was a green tea and today's tea is a green tea, and they're two completely different teas. So enough ado about that. Let's get this thing started. Warming up my teaware. The thing about green tea typically is you're not going to be brewing it in water that's super hot like you would with black teas and some oolongs. Oh, by the way, when I did the video on my teaware, I forgot to mention these. I got a bunch of tea tools here as well. I got them at the same time as I got this tray. I got a little scoop for, scooping. Got a little pick. This is kind of like for poking around in eaching pots in case leaves get stuck in there somewhere. I've never been sure exactly what this thing is. I've been using it to help me push leaf out of my scoop when I'm trying to get it into a small space. Got a little wooden funnel. I think these things are made out of bamboo. And probably the single thing I use, probably use actually this funnel more than anything else. But the thing I use second most often is some tweezers, because I got some hot water here in my cup to warm up my cup, and yes, okay. So I guess I'm doing this one-handed for a while. Let's see how this works for a while. Aunt Wendy, maybe instead of these being videos from Keith, maybe I should call these videos from Keith and Saber, since Saber seems to demand as much screen time as I get. Wish you could hear him purring right now. He is just like, he is one happy cat right now. He is purring so loudly right now. Okay, yeah, this is not going to work. I'm sorry, Saber Kitty. You're going to have to. There, okay. So, my teaware is warm. Oh, the tweezers. The tweezers. The idea is when I filled this cup up, I filled up all the way to the top. So in order to make it easy, I've got this little thing to pick it up with so I don't burn my fingers trying to empty the thing. Okay. Teaware has been warmed. Let's put my tea in here. This is about 100 milliliter. Gaiwan. I got about 3.5 grams of Dragon Well in here. Yeah, it's not focusing. I don't know why not. Alrighty, let's warm it up. This is the wash. It smells so good though. I wish there was one way. And it smells completely different from, well, I mean, I don't know about completely, but it smells, you know, let me take a bite here. It smells green, if that makes any sense, and I smell malted, which is kind of odd. I don't have a lot of people who really get into tea, they have a lot of language and they talk about the different tastes and florals. And to be perfectly honest, I'm a little bit intimidated trying to do that. I don't feel like I have the language to actually describe the flavors, but every once in a while, like this just smells green to me. I don't know that that makes any sense, but it just smells green to me. It smells so good. Okay. I wish there was a way you could smell this tea. Alrighty, so. Alright, let's pour some tea. Let's make some tea. So, the very first time I ever made this tea, I was a little put off by the color of the liquor. Because look at how pale that is. I mean, it looks like water. I'm not sure if it's coming across on the camera, but I can see a very slight green tint to it here. Then I don't think that green tint is coming up, but it's a very pale liquor. It smells so good though. Mm. Oh, that's so good. Kind of overfill the cup a little bit there. Make sure my pot is warm. I'm using water that's about 180, 185 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. Because I'm an American. We use Fahrenheit the way God and George Washington said it should be. But I measure my tea in grams, so what's that say? Waiting for my water to reheat. It's when I put it back on the doohickey, I forgot to tell it to keep the water warm, so it's warming back up to the temperature right now. But I guess I'll just drink more tea while it's doing that. Ah, very good. The biggest, so when it comes to green tea, there's a few mistakes people make with green tea. I mean, green tea has this reputation of being a very bitter tea. At least here in the West, anyway, it has a reputation of being a very bitter tea. And people, apparently, a lot of people drink green tea for its benefits, um, its health benefits, I mean. I'm not sure if that's coming across. The liquor is slightly more green now than it was before, but still very pale liquor, especially compared to the green tea I was having yesterday, which had a much more vivid color to it. That is good. So, green tea. We'll talk about green tea for just a minute here. So there, green tea has a reputation, as I understand it anyway. I was not really a tea drinker, but I've read that green tea has this been. Yes, there's the cat again, sitting on the keyboard. What did he do? I hope I'm still recording. Oh, good, I'm still recording. Okay. I have no idea what he did. I saw a window pop up on the computer, and so I made it go away. Yes, so green tea has a reputation of being bitter, and people, at least in the West, don't drink it for its flavor. They drink it for its health benefits. And I'm not going to get into the health benefits. I don't drink tea for its health benefits, and I view a lot of those claims with a certain amount of skepticism. All I will say about the health benefits of tea, and this is tea in general, not just green tea, is that, hold on one second. Second infusion, really, really good. First infusion was good too. Second infusion is even better. All I will say about the health benefits of tea is it's not Coca-Cola, and I used to drink Coca-Cola by the bucketful. Good God, did I drink a lot of that crap. Compared to Coca-Cola, tea is a health drink. Anyway, I'm going to overfill the cup this time. Health benefits. So there are a couple of reasons why people in the West think tea, green tea especially, is bitter. First is they're using tea bags, and green tea does have a lot of chemical called catechins in it that are where a lot of the supposed health benefits of a green tea reside, but catechins are also bitter. And when you have real small, tiny bits of tea or dust or whatever the crap is they put in those tea bags, it brews very quickly, and all those chemicals come out very, very quickly, turning the brew that you're getting bitter, which is why if I ever have to have a bagged tea, I will not get a bagged green tea for a couple of reasons. That's one. The other reason is those catechins are some of the first chemicals, first compounds to be released when the tea gets brewed. And when you brew tea, and the hotter the water you brew, the faster those compounds get released. And a lot of people brew green tea too hot. So when you brew your green tea too hot, it becomes bitter. Most of the oolongs I'm brewing at boiling water or just under boiling water these days, not with green. I've got a pot here that has got a couple of predetermined temperatures. I think I've said before, I want to get a new pot where I can actually manually input the temperature I want, because I would like to brew this just a little bit hotter than it is. It's got a button on here that says 180 degrees. I would actually like to go more about 185 or so, but 180 is actually working, so I don't know why I'm complaining because I'm brewing at 180 and I like it. So, yay. But um, so yeah, they brew it at water that is too hot, and brewing it too hot makes it bitter. And then they brew it. The third thing that happens is they brew it for too long. I know, sure, you know, I was just brewing this for a couple of seconds. As a matter of fact, I think the very first step is I poured, very first steeping, I poured water in, hot water in, and then I poured it off almost right away. I did a couple seconds longer than that for the second steeping, and I'm going to add a couple of seconds each time I brew out of here. But for the most part, when you do that, you get a very tasty, tasty, wonderful flavor. That's not bitter. It's almost sweet. Mm. I love this Dragon Well. Dragon Well is one of the teas that used to be reserved, as I understand it. I might be wrong about this. And I should actually point out that there's a lot of people who know way, 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 way more about tea than I do. I started drinking tea about 8 years ago. I really, really liked it. Um, and yeah, I do take my tea seriously, but yeah, there's people out there who know so much more about it. So, but anyway, my understanding is that Dragonwell was one of the imperial tribute teas reserved for the emperor. What a wonderful age we live in when we can get teas like a Big Red Robe and Dragonwell, teas that used to be reserved for the emperor, and we can drink them. It's an amazing time to be alive. Mm. Mm. I love the aftertaste of this. So, like I said, this video today is inspired by something my friend Adam said, and that, yeah, there are lots and lots of different teas. And just because you don't like one kind of green tea doesn't mean there aren't others that you will like out there. This Dragonwell has probably become one of my favorite green teas. And I'm sort of now discovering I like green teas. It was this stuff right here. This was the House Special Oolong Green Tea that, not oolong, I'm sorry, House Special Green Tea from the tea shop in the International District of Seattle. It's apparently grown on the family's farm, the shop owner's family's farm in Taiwan. It's really good. I like it. This was a tea that got me to expand my horizons from the oolongs into the other kinds of teas. Um, I think I'm gonna have some more tea this morning. I still have to go to work here. I guess I got a little less than an hour now before I have to go to work. Oh wait, Excuse me, Mr. I don't know, Mr. or Miss, I don't know. Arbor Hawk. Let me get back to Arbor Hawk for a second. Let's see. So let's get back to Arbor Hawk for a second. So Arbor Hawk wants to have a mechanic in Dungeons and Dragons for tea. This isn't really all that hard. I think there's already a mechanic in for it. Now I should point out I don't play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons these days. There was a time I did. I don't know, but as I recall, there is some sort of performance mechanic based in Dungeons and Dragons. Probably based on your charisma stat. Usually, this performance is labeled as singing or dancing. Take the very same mechanic and call it performance T. Now, I might be completely wrong about this because, like I said, it has been a long, long time since I've actually really played a game of Dungeons and Dragons. I play a lot of other role-playing games these now, but not D&D. But Mr. Hawk or Ms. Hawk, or I'll just call you Arbor. Arbor. Performance and call it T. Talk to your GM about this. I'm sure your dungeon master will be happy to work that out with you. But yes, yeah, Arbor, performance T. I didn't even need 10 minutes. I didn't even need 10 minutes for that. Try to give me a harder one, Arbor. Okay, Aunt Wendy, I'm gonna have some more tea. I love you. You know, now that I'm done with the video, pretty much now, if the cat wants to come up and jump in my arms, I will be happy to hold him. And of course, now he knows I'm done now, so he's not planning on inserting himself anymore. Until next time, Aunt Wendy, I love you. And Aunt Wendy, are we having fun yet? Uh, P.S. Aunt Wendy, look,